Já jsem vždycky chtěl.
I've always wanted to compose music for video games. I kind of escaped from the real world because of it. I actually perceived music for computer games as part of the game, and later I seemed to start to differentiate in some way and recognize the work behind it. I enjoyed the fact that the music in the game evokes the atmosphere, and when I listened back to the soundtrack, I actually experienced feelings from the world I was going through in the game. And that's why I was looking forward to doing that. I knew from the beginning of the assignment that there would be a lot of different elements that would need to be put together somehow. The big challenge for me was that the music in the game was supposed to be quite positive and upbeat. So for a while I was searching for the key ingredient to actually create this cheerful atmosphere. But once I discovered how to do it, it was an easy and enjoyable process. There are 12 environments or biomes in the game, and each of them has its own characteristics and they are quite different from each other, which I actually enjoy a lot in terms of the music, because on the one hand I try to create a common theme in terms of sound, tools and other details. But on the other hand, each environment requires a different approach, since they can have a different mood or atmosphere. So I thought for a while and did research on which musical instrument would be most suitable for each environment. My team and I decided that there would be several live instruments in the game, such as drums, which accompany about 2/3 of the environment. And then one of the main instruments will be a bass clarinet, or maybe a clarinet and a flute. The rest of the track would then be filled up with samples and different sounds to enrich it. So I enjoy working on the game because I can work with musicians. Here in Prague we shoot it live in the studio, and I really enjoy the approach of mixing live instruments and electronic music and samples. Sometimes something occurs to me, even though I'm actually just walking in a similar environment, and I try to perceive those sounds, and then I can record those sounds and then use them in some way or shape or form in the theme song. So I really enjoy working on the game because I can work directly with musicians. Here in Prague we shoot live in the studio, and I really enjoy this approach of mixing the live instruments played by the musicians and the electronic music and samples that I further add. A computer game is quite a lot of work, and even though it may be a smaller project, people spend quite a lot of time on it. And the same applies for the music, and it actually takes quite a long time to compose it. Sometimes it goes quickly, and sometimes it takes some time to get into the mood of the process. Now, I have done about 4 months of work on the soundtrack. Almost an hour of music has been created, and we're basically halfway through. So altogether, it will be about an hour and a half. I really enjoy working with the musicians, because on the one hand they get notes and they already have some materials that they have to interpret in some way. But on the other hand, we also experiment in the studio, and quite a lot of the ideas emerge on the spot while improvising together. I'm looking forward to the game being finished and to people being able to enjoy the game as a whole. And I'm looking forward to playing the game myself.